with that.
To
Is that the right way to do it?
funds to improve, do we have an ordinance for that? Auditors are there and they're asking me for it, and I said, I couldn't find one. I said, I'd have to ask you, because it goes back farther than I have stored. Ready?
It's 7 o'clock. So please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing.
Please bow with me. Thank you, Father. Thank you for this day, this opportunity to be together. Thanks for everybody that's here, even those that couldn't be here. Father, I ask you to be with the council, help them make good decisions for the town of Cicero, because we sure got a lot going on. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Huh?
I'm good at it. Wanda, could you take
I can.
attendance?
Joe Cox. Jacob Everett.
Here.
Eric Hayden.
Present.
Dennis Johnson.
Present.
Emily Pearson.
Present.
We have a quorum with 4 members. Also, I'd like to make a public announcement that at 7:45 we have an executive meeting here, and that'll be closed to the public. So just wanted everybody to be aware of that. Are there any changes to the agenda? I have one,
I don't have
which we'll be taking the festival funds off in new business tonight.
Okay.
So we have, do I need to call it like pay application 13?
Yeah, they don't match mine, but whatever you want to call it. How much is it?
908,600.
Yeah, I have it as,
So we need to discuss pay application 13. Jackson Street pay application 3, pay application 4. I can bring them up as we go.
okay.
And then we need to add a United Task order. For
Oh, I'm sorry. I talked to Keith. He was just going to cover it under his stuff. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
And then do we want to talk about the bamboo on 1760 Stringtown Pike?
Probably not.
Okay. We'll remove that. All right, I'm good.
So with those changes, any motion to approve the
So
agenda?
moved. Emily Pearson.
Second, Eric Hayden.
So moved. The agenda is set. Pardon?
You need to
We need
vote.
to take a vote.
Oh, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The agenda is set. Approval of claims dated 8/5/25. Has everybody had a chance?
Minutes.
Go back to minutes.
Go back to minutes.
Yeah, approval of prior minutes.
He's in
I'll
a
ma- I'll make
hurry.
a, I'll make
Oh,
a
I
motion.
did. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. I did. Approval of prior minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the town council executive session memorandum from July 10th, 2025, the town council staff meeting minutes from July 10th, 2025, the town council executive session memorandum from July 15th at 5 and 8 p.m., and the town council meeting minutes of July 15th, 2025.
I second.
If so, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved.
Thank you.
Now, approval of claims, 8/5/25. Has everybody had a chance to look at those? And if so, can I have a motion for the claims of August 5th, 2025?
I make a motion, we pay our claims from August the 5th, 2025.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We can pay the claims. Bids.
Is it a certain time that they were supposed to be here, do you know?
No? Did I give them to somebody?
I didn't have a time down.
Oh, there they are. I said them.
I got it.
There's three.
Pass one over.
So this is for the Byron Street project. This is the stormwater sewer lining bid.
I always say I'm gonna bring opener and I forget. Sorry about that.
It's fine.
I'll make a note.
That we discussed last session. Just have a chance to read them.
Yeah.
All right, so I have in situ form, and the project total is $42,265.30.
Can you read that
That is
again?
$42,265.30.
Thank you.
I have SAK Construction, 49,920, 49,920.
Thank you.
I have Inliner Solutions LLC, and the total is $41,672.
Can you say that one more time, please?
Sure. Inliner Solutions LLC, the total I have is $41,672.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Inventor Solutions. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Terry, do you have any feedback on any of these? No? Okay. Okay.
We just taking them under advisement for now?
Take them,
Or,
or we keep what you can do is tentatively award it to the low bidder,
upon review?
subject to my review and keep it fair.
That would work for me because I'd like for Terry to look at, the pricing does not include the cost of the following,
Mhm.
just to make sure we're all on the
Oh,
same
it does?
page.
Might have some of those too, like possible mobilization, additional fee if they have to post a bond. We just need to make sure.
Terry,
I mean,
is
mine
there-
was the
Is there
highest.
any rush? I mean, is it okay if it's 2 weeks
Yeah, that'd be fine.
before we make an award decision?
That'd be fine. We can go over it, mine, and Aaron.
Yeah.
Like, you guys can make a recommendation to us?
Sure. Next meeting.
I'll make a motion to take these 3 bids under advisement by Aaron and Terry and come back at the August 19th meeting with a proposal. Need a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So we will hold that Byron project under review until the 19th. Council committee reports. Emily?
No report.
EDC, do you have anything on that, Jake?
I do not.
Okay. Wastewater Management Board report, Bruce? Stormwater, sorry.
Sure, we have nothing to offer, but we will, check with Jerry as far as the bids, as we go before, so, we'll use bid process.
I'm sorry, Bruce, I should have put your organization on there as well. I apologize.
I'm just an ATM machine for the town.
Legal counsel report, Aaron.
Nothing, but we have some items later on the agenda.
Okay. Cicero Jackson Township Plan Commission report, Frank?
Evening, council. I have here the latest version of the director's report. This is for July of 2025. Permanent revenue for the month of July 2025 is $6,551. Brings us up to a year-to-date of $29,927. At the same time last year, July of 2024, we were at $7,331 for the month and $388 for the year. That's a difference for the month of July, minus $780, and a minus for the year of $2,461. We issued a total of 18 building permits for July of 2025. 10 were for inside the corporate limits, no new homes. We issued another 8 out in Jackson Township, 2 new homes out there. Estimated cost of the projects permitted was $3,135,342. Plan Commission meeting this month has been canceled due to lack of business that was originally scheduled for August 12th. Don't be there. The BCA will meet August 21st. We do have items on the agenda, and that will be here at 7 p.m. at Town Hall. So, yeah.
Thank you, Frank. Keith Bryan, Town Engineer Report.
Brakes on.
Good evening, all.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. We have water on the agenda. There's nothing to report at this point in time for that. Related to wastewater, however, Reynolds continues to work down at the wastewater plant. We do have a meeting. We have a meeting once a week with Reynolds. Tomorrow is actually on site. And the SRF folks, the engineer's going to be there from the State Revolving Fund program. We've been keeping them updated and sending them the pay apps and the proof of payment that Rhonda sent us. Because if you may recall, we're keeping the option open to maybe do our permanent financing with the SRF after the plant's done. So hoping to get some more, maybe they'll have more grants available and some things like that when we do close as well. So, but they're coming up they basically just come up if there's SRF funds involved, and since there may be SRF funds, they come up just to review, and we'll walk them around and show them the project site and see if they have any questions. The other thing with pay app is I think what Eric mentioned with the pay app for the wastewater plant for Reynolds, we sent pay app 13 up last week, and I don't know if I emailed, they sent us their report for July. If we didn't get it till last night, so I did send that up this morning though, if you had a chance to look at that. But again, work continues. They're making good progress. Their schedule shows them being done March or April of next year. So that's their plan if all goes, per plan. They're working really hard now to get the pipe work in and get everything ready to switch over. I think they were looking at, I'm trying to remember, September to try, is their latest goal to get switched over to the new oxidation ditch and clarifier, and then they'll take the old ones down and do the rehab and work on those. And then we're hoping to get the sludge press in. We know it made it on a boat over to the United States. And we're tracking it, but mid-August they're hoping that's actually headed to Indiana, so and be on site. So that'll allow us to take some tanks down and be able to deal with sludge a lot easier, so we can get the digester down and do the rehab work on it as well. So
You said mid-August.
That's what the latest schedule was. We'll see if there's any update tomorrow, but I think they thought that maybe mid-August might be late August, but we'll see. Still this month, hopefully.
So
Any questions on the plant?
Before we go on with the application 13. So I don't know if you guys did it or not, but I saw in that pay application 13 that they covered the UV cost.
They did, and we made sure where they had the electrical issues and their electrician had a ground wire that was wrong, and it burned up our UV system, a couple banks and a couple controllers. But yeah, they did cover that, so you'll see that it's in the pay app to be paid, but it's been deducted from the electricians and their final payments. So
Yeah, so thank you for working that. So I'll make a motion to approve the application 13 in the amount of $908,620.06.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And we can go ahead with pay application 13.
thank you. On West Jackson, there are 2 pay apps, just to keep in the tune of pay applications. There's 2 there. They were very late submitting pay apps. They had submit their pay app 3 back in, I believe, January originally, January or February, and we sent back comments, and we got it back again like 5-6 months later. when they had a lot more work done. So, but anyway, we did go through that and finally got that correct and sent it. And then they had to pay app 4 that kind of caught them up on the work that was done that we sent a couple days later that they submitted. So you actually have 2 pay apps there that really covers mostly concrete work and some electrical work. And I mean, if anything, they're underbilled at this time still. So we had sent those in with recommendations for payment, and you know, I can answer any questions related to those if you have any.
So, you guys review those pay applications.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve Jackson Street pay application 3, $426,709.78, and pay application 4 for the amount of $284,099.91. And this, most of this is a 75% grant, 25% town pay.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We can pay the application 3 and 4.
So before we move on, and maybe you were gonna get there, Frosted versus Clear lampshades, I thought they were gonna turn lights on.
They've been a little slow doing that. We were up here earlier today and met with Eric, who's with Morphe, and they say that they've got, you'll see tonight, that some of the banks down Washington Street, down to Washington Street will be on. So
How long do we have to make a decision?
now the other thing though is they were gonna take a globe off one of them. So you got the frosted that are up there. You can see what those look like. They were gonna take the globe off of one of them, but they say they'll do that later this week, but they didn't want to do it today because there's too much rain in the forecast. So, you know, rain could damage that light without a globe on it. So you can still look at them, you can see what they look like, and you can kind of compare them to the old lights that have the clear globe. But we want to get one out because they aren't exactly the same light fixture as far as the LED. So, you know, you can get an idea, but we'd like to get one of those globes off so you can actually see them side by side and see what they would look like if we put clear globes on them versus the frosted. So, yeah, and they'll be on tonight, but it'll be later this week when they say they can get one of the globes off when the weather forecast looks a little better. As soon as we know, we'll send everybody an email so you have something to drive around and look at some night this week.
So are the old lights incandescent?
I'm sorry?
Are the old lights just incandescent bulbs, or are those?
They're all LEDs. They
Okay.
were all retrofitted with LEDs.
Okay.
But you might want, the thing is about these light fixtures, this is the exact same model light fixture that was put on East Jackson, but that light company keeps changing the LED portion inside. So it's going to be a little different than those, and that's why we kind of want to get one of the globes off so you can really see apples to apples.
Okay.
Because the manufacturer keep having an evolution where they keep changing the LED component.
So do we have a cost if we wanted to go with the frosted, what it would take to do the rest of the lights?
No, I'm going to try to find out though. I'm not sure how much those globes are. But like we talked at the prior meeting, if you like the frosted ones, now would be the time to think about doing it because obviously we have 42 on this project. The next project, if we go down through to Main Street, we could put on frosted, and then we just had the 2 ends that we'd have to replace. But I've got a question email out to see how much those are, Eric, but I don't have that yet. And you know, obviously you're not going to make the decision tonight because you haven't seen them, but I'll see what I can find out.
But we originally ordered clear for this project?
We specified clear.
Okay.
They basically
Right.
deliver their own globes. But
Okay. Yeah, we'll look at them.
So then, are you done with this project?
Well, a little bit on schedule. Well, several things. I'll say the best to last here. As far as schedule, we met with, we got an email from Midwest last week saying that they wanted to do the mill and paving starting Friday and work through the weekend. We're like, oh, well, wait a minute. We haven't even seen you out here. All we've seen is your subs. Here's about 30 things that we have questions about to make sure we get it done right. And of course, they had a lot of things that weren't ready to pave. We met with them today, and one thing is that we need to get the concrete work done over here on the other side, which can't happen until Duke comes in so we can switch the power and take the poles down. And Duke tells us that that's supposed to happen before August 20th. That's all we know at this point in time. So we're waiting for their contractors, ARC, to call the electrician and get that scheduled. So
That wasn't what happened last night with Duke?
No, It was totally unrelated.
Okay.
So hopefully, they can get their concrete guy back after Duke's done, and we can be ready to pave in September, is what we're hoping for. They also have to coordinate with NDOT, because on the, out by the highway, the NDOT's got traffic loops in the pavement. They have to pull those up and put them back for the traffic signal, and they have to get that coordination done as well. The other thing related to that project is sod. So a couple weeks ago, Midwest contacted us and said, hey, you okay with us putting the sod in now? And my reply was, have you checked with your supplier and your contractor for sod? Because it's kind of a bad time of year to be putting sod in. And of course, their subcontractor came back and said, yeah, we would not recommend putting it in. We can water it, but it's still questionable how well it's going to survive. And they were worried about the watering, is, if you might imagine, they got to water it all along there. There's parking all along there, so they're worried about the impacts of parking for the watering and spraying people's cars and whether they'll be able to get in and out. So what they suggest is they wait and do the sodding in October, and that's the right season to do it. So I mean, if you guys find that acceptable, that's what we do. The only question there is we got to try to keep the weeds cut down, and we're kind of pushing them to see if they'll do that. They haven't committed to it yet, but we're pushing for that. I think we have a backup plan if we have to. So, are you guys okay with delaying it to just give us our best chance to have survival and the best
The
sod?
grass, I'd say definitely.
I would too.
The other issue is the street lights here on Byron Street. If you guys want to take a look at that, maybe after the meeting you can take a look. But we've got a couple lights on this side of North Byron Street and a couple that will go on the other side. We've got the bump out area, and when we walked it and measured and tried to figure out the best place to put the lights, in our opinion, we put them so that they would be roughly close to where they were before, but also we have room to do the partial seating back behind there. The tables are out now. Over here you can kind of see them. The roasters brought them back out. And then the actual walk path, which has got to meet ADA requirements and width and such, it's got to be at least 60 inches, is beyond those light poles. And then you got another seating area where the seating areas bump out. We thought that would be the best. Another option, and I think somebody brought it to Eric's attention, and maybe there was a complaint, is maybe we could have put them out at the edge of the street, out into the seating area. To be honest with you, we thought that would make it harder to coordinate tables and seats and stuff, so we put them back where they are. So the question is, is that acceptable, or do we want to revisit that? If we do want to revisit it, we need to revisit it before they do the ones on the other side of the road, of course.
When do we think that'll be? When do we think the other side of the road will go?
That's dependent on Duke.
Okay, right.
But to fix it on this side, if we want to move it, we're tearing out concrete,
Right.
and doing a lot of work. But
I mean, we've invested all this money. I don't personally think it should. I think they need to be pushed out myself.
I think they look funny. They don't seem to go with the flow of everything else. That's my personal opinion.
So we definitely, I would propose we definitely get the other side moved out. It's gonna be a change order on us, I understand. I mean, that seems like those are right in the flow of traffic. I guess Terry, you have any comments about what?
Not really.
So,
Is there an option where the light the post could be kept where they are, but extended out to where they should be? Sometimes you have lights at intersections where they go out and arch out over the road.
the pole itself looks funny. to
Wouldn't-
me. I mean, it's up against the building, nowhere else along Jackson Street is it up that close or that tight to a building. I'm one person, that's my opinion. aesthetically, I think it does not look right.
Is there a specific plan for where the seating is gonna be? Like, are there rules about they can only be against their building, or they can be out by the road, or?
Right now, the plan was to have the kind of the small tables up against the building, like you'll see out here, and then the walk path, and then the bump out has tables, so,
Okay.
and it'll have a rail around it too, so there's kind of two seating areas, but the bump out area is bigger, it can have full-size tables and stuff.
It's up to whoever's using that location, you know, to select their tables and put their tables on. The town's not doing that.
Right, but obviously they have to keep a walkway that is clear and
Right.
of the proper width and all that kind of stuff, I assume.
All right, we'll have to give them direction on that before anybody would look to purchase tables or anything like that. We'd have to make sure they understood the space they had to stay out of for sure. 'Cause otherwise they'll creep into it.
Yeah, I mean, it is still a sidewalk, right?
Right.
So can you get us numbers, what it would take first over by Broncos to move those out?
It's gonna be pretty tight to move, out to that area to put, are you thinking reduce it to one potentially? Cause the two of them are gonna be pretty tight in there.
Maybe one is the answer and move it out, I guess.
Okay, we'll look at it.
I'll go by and look at it again and see if I can come up with something as well, but, so that's the primary focus, and then what options we have over on this side.
We'll get with the contractor and figure out what kind of dollars we're looking at
All right, thank you.
immediately, so, because we also don't want to delay the paving schedule or anything else.
Yeah, well, please. I mean, it's critical on the other side, and then we'll have to see what we do over here, what options are. You guys agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's get a number.
Almost there, just 4 darn light posts.
Nothing's ever easy, but we'll figure out a way to make it right.
Thank you.
I think that's it on West Jackson. That's all I had anyway. The 2025 Community Crossings Project, that's out east and then Morse Landing Drive. Contractor said that he'd have us a schedule in the next couple of weeks, but they're looking at probably September work, and they'll be done in 3 or 4 weeks max when they start. But we should know hopefully by the next meeting what their schedule is going to be for construction.
You said they'd be targeted to start when?
In September is all they've told us at this point.
And I think it's gonna be 4 weeks.
They said 2 to 3 weeks is what they said, but I don't know if they were accounting for weather or other issues that could pop up.
That was from Morse Landing. What about the other one? Have you heard back?
It's the same contractor,
Oh,
so
same
that
contractor.
covers both those phases.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. That makes more sense to me then.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine on Morse Landing, they'll get that done in a week for sure. But out east there, they gotta widen, so it'll take a little bit longer. Then item 5 is a stormwater project, Morse Landing Drive. I've been working with Bruce, and talked tonight. We're gonna get with the stormwater board and decide whether we still want to push and get a bid this fall, or whether we'd be better off and get better bids if we advertise in December, get January bids for contractors to start as soon as the weather breaks. But we did get 19 out of, I think, 26 questionnaires back from the public, the residents out there. So it is a very good return on that. We've incorporated all that in the bid document, so everything's ready to go, just trying to decide the best time to bid it to get the best results. So. And the plan is to bid that at a stormwater board meeting, and then it'll come back as probably a recommendation, or at least as information to the council. I have to talk to Aaron. I'm not sure if the council really has to approve a stormwater board project we did back with the Ochre project, but that was primarily, as I recall, because the grant application was via the town council. So.
Right.
Okay.
The only time that council has to approve it is if we're using council funds.
Right. So we'll come back and give you a report on what the Stormwater Board receives and what they award, so you're aware, and schedules and such. So I had any questions?
Not for you. I will make a motion to approve a United Task Order 2025-03.
Keith, what was that for? I saw it come through, I just wasn't exactly sure what we were approving.
It's, some land survey.
Got it.
Yeah, land survey and some legal descriptions we're helping with.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approve the
Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry for being a pain also.
No worries.
He's the new Chris. I'm just joking. And it's not a pain, it's
I
questions.
hope I can make that type of thing.
Thank you, Keith. Moving on to old business, the Go Bond Resolution 08-05-2025-01.
And this is just the resolution that sets forth the preliminary details about the bond prepared by Tom Pittman, our bond counsel. We're talking about a $2.5 million bond to give some leeway because you can't go larger, you can go smaller than what you've advertised. He put 2.7 as the number. And so if we adopt that tonight, that puts us on track to have a public hearing on the bond issue and to vote on approving the bond ordinance on September the 2nd. Because we have to publish notice in the newspaper, it's got to be published twice. As a part of this, we would also be introducing the actual bond ordinance, which went out with those emails I forwarded. And we do we have a ordinance number for the bond ordinance?
08-05-2025-02.
I have 01.
That's for the resolution.
That's the resolution.
The ordinance
Yeah.
is 02.
We're only approving the resolution. The ordinance would be approved after the public hearing.
Okay. And you said that public hearing would be,
At our first meeting in September 2nd.
Rhonda, what was the ordinance number again?
The resolution is 08-05-2025-01.
the ordinance is 02.
2.
And that's approved on September 2nd.
Mhm.
So, do I have a motion to approve the task order or the
Resolution.
resolution 2025-055-01?
Mr. Pittman drafted this,
Yes.
and you're good with it?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 08-05-2025-01.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Go bond resolution passes.
Thank you.
Barnes and Thornburg engagement letter.
And this is for Mr. Pittman's service as bond counsel. And this would encompass all of his work on the issuance of the GO bond.
If you approve it, need to include to add President Cox to sign, or whoever to sign. If you so choose.
So can I get a motion for approval of the Barnes and Thornburg engagement letter and for Joe Cox to sign?
You can sign it as
I can
president.
sign?
Yeah.
So Aaron, did you send that out?
He did. Oh,
Yeah, last week, I
Yeah.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
Been a while. Well, it's dated August 1st, so. I don't
I'm
know.
sure I read it. I've been through all my emails. What was the number again?
40,000?
I remember. Okay. Thank you. Geoblock general obligation bond.
And
Oh.
allow him to sign, allow Dennis to sign. Is that okay?
And allow Vice President, acting Vice President Johnson sign.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Barnes-Thornburg engagement letter is approved. The wheel excise tax.
In looking into it, I verified that we do not have to adopt the wheel and excise tax this year. The deadline to adopt the wheel and excise tax to keep us eligible for the biggest pot of the community crossings grant is next year. And so if we were going to adopt it this year, we'd have to get it adopted by the end of the month, or we could wait and do it next year, and it would go into effect in January 2027, which is the deadline for the tax to be in place. And I didn't know what the council wanted to do. It was my impression if we didn't have to do it this year, the council would rather not do it this year. But we wanted to bring that back before you, before Mr. Strong and I made a decision like that.
Does it make any sense to adopt it with an effective date of 2027, just so it's done, or would we rather just wait until next year?
I think I would rather do it next year because
Okay.
we've got all year.
Yep.
And I would suggest that let's work on it in January, rather than trying to get it done between now and the end of this month.
I'm good with that.
So, do we need a motion to suspend or, okay?
No, if that's the consensus, then we'll wait and schedule that for next year.
No, Larry.
And we can still do the CCNG.
Right.
Only other comment, Aaron, would be maybe we may wait till April in case they tweak it in the next session for some reason.
Yeah, and we can certainly do that too.
I just don't want to forget about it.
Street lights?
Before you move on, can I make a comment on the community crossing matching grant?
Okay.
So in the, when we talked about the wheel and excise tax, we talked about we didn't know at that point whether there was going to be an application process this year for the second round of community crossing matching grant. So they have opened up the opportunity between October 1st and October 31st of this year to submit for a community crossing matching grant for 2026. So if we have a project that we would like to have done in 2026, we'd need to have an application in for sometime between October 1st, no later than October 31st. And so I guess for the council to think about a potential project. And part of that, they have changed that the cycle will go to 1 time a year versus 2 times a year, which it has been in the past. And then they will change it next year that the process will be in July. So this year is unique in that it's in October, but moving forward it will be in July. So if the council would give that some consideration so we can talk about that maybe at the staff meeting or next council meeting, or so we can start working on that project, and give Mr. Bryan an opportunity to dig into it a little bit deeper. So anyway, that would be a quick update on that. I know time's important, but any questions on that at this point?
Thank you for that.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, under new business, agreement with Seppi Trust.
And as the council's aware, this is an agreement to acquire the property that was formerly the NRG property that is down adjacent to the library and the parks. And it also resolves some other issues between the town and the Seppi Trust.
Just has a place for president's signature, so.
Yeah.
Everything is consistent with a prior discussion in exec session.
Yes, the only change was I inserted the clerk treasurer's contact information for official notices.
Did I miss it in there? I don't remember seeing the verbiage to add the path and the bench. Was that in there?
It was in there that we would have that. I can tell you exactly where. I don't have it in in front of me at this instant.
Okay, I'll go back and look again.
How long is our due diligence period? Can you remind me?
150 days. And that will begin to run from the date the SEFI sign off. But I would suggest that we make arrangements so that as soon as we get notice, we can start with our side of going through the review process.
So we have a motion for approving the agreement.
So moved.
Well, Dennis to sign.
And allow Dennis to sign.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agreement is passed. Consulting agreement, Frazier.
After extensive interviewing with members of the board and the town council, I would like to make a recommendation that we hire Christopher Frazier as a consultant effective 8/5, and then as our fire chief effective January the 3rd, 26.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor of resolution 08052025-03. No, I'm sorry, consulting agreement Frazier, I jumped again. All those in favor of passing the consulting agreement and for a signature?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? The agreement is approved. Resolution 08052025-03, purchase of real estate.
I'll make a motion to approve that resolution for that purchase of real estate.
And I will second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 08052025-03 is passed. There's nothing under miscellaneous.
No, I think, if you don't mind, he came all the way here, he's got a couple minutes if you have time.
Okay.
Yep, and I have a couple things to put there.
Oh, that, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Would you rather do it or wait?
It's up to you. I was just here in case you had any questions about the GEO bond, legal documents, or one running numbers, but I can be here on September 2nd for the public hearing
Okay,
and go through there and also answer any questions that you may have with the public attitude.
okay.
That's my kind of,
Thank you. In the interest of saving time tonight, we'll do that.
that's fine.
Perfect.
Just want to get you had any questions.
Thank you. I would just, under miscellaneous, Andrew Pasquale, passed his national registry exam to become a licensed paramedic. So congratulations to him.
You worked really hard at that.
Congratulations.
Thank you for mentioning that.
And then you were all invited to an open house for a new Edward Jones office located at 740 South Burger Street, August 12th. So welcome to town as well to that business. Okay, I'm done with my miscellaneous.
Okay. I don't have any blue slips. Was there any comments by citizens?
I don't have,
Okay. Then can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Oh, before
Oh,
I do that, our next meeting, town council meeting, will be August 19th, and it will be held at the community center at Red Bridge Park. Just so everybody is aware of that. So,
Second Emily's motion. Sorry, are you done?
no.
Second Emily's motion to adjourn.
Meeting is adjourned.
All in favor?
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.